Okay, since doing my last Klipschorn, my homemade Klipschorn test, I wasn't very happy with it. It just wasn't working out. So I got to doing some more testing. The Yamaha receiver I'm using has what they call a Y-PAL. It's where you can hook up a calibrated microphone that they supply with the system, plug it into the receiver, and it can go through a bunch of tests and automatically correct some deficiencies. So I was playing with that, and I noticed it would always equalize my tweeters real strangely. Well, I found out one of them needed a little tweaking. The old tweeter in these is the Electro-Voice T35, and they've been around since the late 50s. But I've had to replace the diaphragm in them years ago because I blew one up. I supplied too much power at a high frequency, and I kept turning it up. Then all of a sudden I smelled smoke. It's burnt electrical. So I had to replace the diaphragms in these things. And when you do it, they're a little bit critical. So I think I had one that wasn't lined up properly right now. And so I took it apart. It was on the right side. This is the left one here, but it was on the right side. I took it apart. There's 4 screws that hold the magnet to the assembly. And I broke that all loose and repositioned it. And I think I solved the high frequency problem in that driver. And I redid the Y-PAL tests, and it's a lot better. But here in this test, I decided, let's just see how bad I can make it sound. So I took my wireless mic system, which is a Fulaim X5, but it's got the ability, since it's got 2 microphones, to run it in stereo mode. And so that's what I did. Instead of hooking up my Audio-Technica microphones and running up a USB mixer and all that, I said, well, let's just do it real simple and see how bad I can make it sound. So I just used my wireless mics, which generally is a no-no. But these wireless mics, I'm just proving how well these wireless mics sound for music. So I just plugged them in my camera here, recording audio that way. Now they do have some bass roll off, so you don't get near the bass, but I'll compare it to the original sound. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Here's a little Y-PAL microphone they supply you with. I say it's a highly calibrated. It's really not probably an expensive mic by any means. It's just they calibrate the receiver for this cheap mic and they make it work. But what I did, my speakers originally had crossover networks that were supposed to cross over from the mid-range to the tweeter at 5,000 cycles. And I had built some horns for the mid-range, and I wasn't getting a response in the 3,500 to 5,000 cycle range. And so I added these capacitors to the network, and I'll show a picture of it here. And I was able to add these capacitors and actually change the network from crossing over at 5,000, and it dropped it down to approximately 3,500, which is the low end of the tweeter range. So I clipped these capacitors and made it cross at 5,000 instead of 3,500, which took out the little peak I was experiencing at about 5,000 or 6,000 cycles. Well, maybe about 4,000 cycles. And so that's what you're hearing today is the modified speakers again, and see what it sounds like. Give me your thoughts.